What's up, Greg? We're live again.
Hey, Dave, how are you?
Doing good, man. Doing well. It's been a crazy day, but here we are at the end of it, ready to have some fun and have another great show. We got some out. We have two great guests tonight, actually.
My goodness, yeah, no, we do. And I'm really excited to get started, my friend. So,
yes.
How was your week? That's the first thing.
Well, I had a pretty busy weekend this last weekend. Fortunately, I was able to work 2 events, so I'm happy about that. And and it's funny, I always feel bad saying that I'm excited that I'm working events, but in the same breath, I mean, it does hopefully provide hope for people who maybe aren't doing events yet that, events are going to come back. People are going to, people are inevitably going to be doing events again, and you'll be getting out there. So they were good. They went well. Everybody had masks on, everybody was safe. And I think that's one of the things that's most important. Like, I think people out there that maybe think that it's not possible to, to still have safe events. And it really is. And people have been doing a great job at it.
All right. The ones that I do, it's the same thing. They make sure everything's spaced apart, and people have masks on, and that's it puts you at ease, and it puts a lot of other people at ease at the events. So
right. What about you? What were you up to last week?
Wow,
over the weekend.
I had a busy week. The week besides, I went to virtual NAMM. I did the virtual NAMM thing, which was great. I had all kinds of different seminars, and they have what's called Gear TV. They also have their Believe TV, where they have artists. So I saw all kinds of artists that I normally wouldn't see even if I went to NAMM, because they had so much for you to select from, and it was easier sitting from your computer.
Nice.
And the other thing I liked, everybody had a profile, so it's like going to their table anyway and visiting the table, but they normally have giveaways. Drop your business card here, do this, do that. On their page, they had giveaways, whether it was 20% off an item or click here to enter in a contest. So I basically went through and, did what I normally would do anyway and drop in my business card, but I would enter these contests. I won 3 items.
Whoa, look at you. Hey, you guys, by the way, if you're just joining us, it looks like we got some folks out there watching us tonight. We appreciate you doing that. Drop us a comment over here, down there, wherever you got to put a comment, and we'd love to see who you are, where you're checking in from, and give you a shout out. So definitely drop those comments. Let us know where you guys are checking in from and what you're up to tonight. We love interacting with the audience, so we want you guys to participate. We want you guys to be a part of the show. You're also welcome to ask questions or anything at all like that. Just do that in the comments, and we are monitoring them as best possible. And we'll try to get to all your comments or questions or anything. So please let us know who you are. Let us know where you're checking in from, and we enjoy having you guys. Let's talk a little bit, maybe if we can, Greg, let's talk a little bit about some of our sponsors of the show. Let's give them some love.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, I mean, as always, there's the National Association of Mobile Entertainers. And I like to thank them. And, the DJ Entertainment School, that's my company. And it's all part of the education. But also, we have a new sponsor. Do we not?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
And who would that be?
That would be Request Now.
Request Now. Okay.
Request Now, yes.
Tell us a little bit about Request Now. What is Request Now for those?
Absolutely. Well, I'm actually going to bring the owner on that will probably do a much better job than I will. But I will tell you from my experience with Request Now. Speaking of Carol, Carol just checked in. Hey, Carol, thanks for checking in with us. Hope you're doing well. I always have something in my hand. I'm weird about this thing with my hands. So Request Now. This is, to me, the most ingenious thing for DJs because, and not just DJs, people in the event industry, period, can utilize this service. But what it allows you to do is have people text in song requests. So especially while things are, people are trying to be socially distanced, if you live in areas, especially in the Northeast or California, or if you're living in areas where restrictions are really high, really heavy, really strong, this is a tool that you can have in your toolbox as a DJ to be able to say, hey, we are actively trying to have as many things in place as we can to be conscious and socially respectful to people. This allows an interaction between the DJ and the audience to still happen. They can request songs. They can communicate with the DJ. The most important thing about it, though, is that you have the ability to communicate back to them. So you can send them a message at the end of the night, Thank you for thank you for partying at Tom and Susie's wedding. We hope you had a great time. By the way, here's how you can reach me if you have a party coming up or you know somebody who does. There's some other features that I'm going to have Matt talk about as well,
Okay.
With the program. But to me, that's like the biggest thing about it is the ability to use it as a marketing piece. And I know a lot of DJs have certain feelings about the way they feel about requests. But I'm telling you that if you look at it as more of a marketing tool that you're acquiring, I mean, text marketing, let's be honest, like text marketing is the best way to market right now. People don't read emails anymore. People skim through social media. But if you get a text message on your phone, I'll wait. In the comments, tell me if you don't check that thing immediately. Like we all are just programmed to immediately check a text message when it comes to us. And so this program allows us to have the opportunity to do that with people that we know were specifically at events that we did. So that to me is really powerful.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm not a salesman for the company, but that's my 2 cents.
I was like, that's all I have to say is that's awesome. Look, before I do, look, you just did a nice big run up on them. And before you bring him on, I do want to also thank and one of our biggest sponsors besides Request Now is the National Association of Mobile Entertainers. Insurance, but more than just insurance. For DJs, for entertainers, for singers, for bands, no matter what you do in the industry. If you're a band and you want to have a rave or you want to have a party, these are the people that you can go to get your insurance. But most of all, you're going to get liability insurance to do any event out there as an entertainer and or equipment insurance to cover you. Besides that, It's like the AAA or the AARP for entertainers. There's so many different discounts that you can get for different companies. So that's also part of it. And finally, one last thing, and we'll watch our social media. Okay, you can check out In the Cue podcast for our social media because we're gonna have an announcement within the next week. Name's going to be providing some giveaways for us seasonally. So that's going to be something big. I want everybody to look forward to. And thank you to Carol, the owner of the National Association of Mobile Entertainers, for all the love and support that she gives us. So I just had to put that in there. Okay?
Also, it looks like you have another shout out that is requested to be given here.
Michaela. Oh my goodness. Hello, Michaela. Thank you for joining. Now, Michaela, oh my goodness. I did her, I think I did her graduation and I also did her wedding, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I'm the family DJ, for
family DJ guy.
So yeah, she actually called upon me. It was a great honor. And I look forward to partying with everybody. So anyway.
And I have to say hi to my friend, Michelle Johnson. I don't know if she's still watching, but she made a comment on my personal page here. So I want to say hi to Michelle. Thank you for checking in. Michelle is just one of these top, we might want to get her on the show one day. She's just a top-notch person. She knows the industry so well. And okay. I'll tell you, she's also like, I have told her. Yeah. I've told a lot of people that live up in the New England area that my dream, and so I'm saying it on this show too, because who knows, maybe somebody will be able to help me accomplish this. But my dream in this industry before I quit is to, or when it's time for me to quit, which might already be here. I don't know. I hope not. But my dream is to be able to do an event at Fenway Park. You can look at my body and see I'm a diehard Red Sox fan. And I know that's not going to sit well with a lot of people. But for me, that's my team, and that's where I'd love to do an event at.
I managed the Boston the market for the pros a long time ago. Yeah. And Bennett, a shout out to DJ Bennett Bernstein, DJ BB, one of the best DJs up in that area. And man, he took me the Monster. I think it's called the Monster. Is that what's in the back, right?
Yeah, the Green Monster. Yep.
And then, as they call it, it's called Yaki Way. That's where where all the parties are. They shut down a couple of streets and all that.
They actually changed the name of that actually now. They changed the name of that road, yeah. It's
interesting. But no, I've been there and no, I get it. Look, I've DJ'd at both areas in Philly. And and a few times I DJ'd at the old Veteran Stadium and now I've DJ'd at the new complex and also with the Link or whatever they're calling it now, the Citizens Bank Park for the Philly. I was just blessed and lucky to do that, Yeah. And another thing I didn't mention, I'm one of the DJs for the Philadelphia Eagles and their sponsors, Big Brothers, Big Sisters.
Look at you, man. Look at you doing stuff, man. Doing stuff.
It's fun. So, but back to
here's what we'll do. I'm going to bring Matt on. And once again, if you guys are watching, if you guys are paying attention, be sure to drop us a comment. Be sure to let us know where you're checking in from. We'd love to give you a shout out. We'd love to say hello to you. This show is great for us, but it's even better when we know that you guys are watching and getting something out of the shows. We love to hear that. We love to see that. So feel free to drop that information in the comments. If you have questions or you just want to shout out, let us know. We're happy to do that. Here's what else I'm going to ask you to do. Hit that. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on any platform that allows you to do it, hit that share button right now and share it somewhere where you know DJs are at, and you know DJs might see this, because we'd really like them to see the program, or entertainers for that matter. It doesn't have to be just DJs, any type of entertainers. We'd love for them to have a peek at the show, and hopefully they'll get something out of the show as well. I know that they'll get something out of Matt's product, Request Now, which we're going to talk about with him right now. Also, we're using Matt's product tonight to actually give away a In the Cue swag bag, thanks to old Greggy C there putting together some nice In the Cue swag bags. And I see that DJ Leo D. Lyon has already done this. So check out the scan going across the bottom of the screen there. We're going to do this for all night, and we'll do the giveaway at the end. But all you got to do is text your name to the number that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, or if you have a fancy phone that'll pick up the QR code right above my head here, right there, just scan that QR code, text in your name, and that'll make you eligible and qualified for the prizes we're going to give away tonight. All right, Greg, I'm going to let you keep sharing. I'm going to bring Matt on so we can talk about Request Now.
Hey,
Matt, what's up, man?
Not too much. How you guys doing?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Let me just say a quick hello to Leo checking in from Orlando. Hey, right down south from me, man. I'm up in St. Augustine, Jacksonville area, Leo. Super cool. Checking in from Orlando. Matt, how's it going, dude?
Not too bad. Yeah, just hanging in there. It's pretty cold in New York right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's
up
like
there in NYC,
20 degrees, 10 degrees, yeah.
So you were kind of in the old virtual green room when I was kind of giving a plug for my thoughts on Request Now. Did I miss anything? I'm sure there's features that I missed.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think you did a pretty good job. I mean, essentially, I think it's a great way to basically bridge the gap between guests, and the DJ. Sometimes physically, folks are up on a booth that's, not accessible. Some people are kind of timid. So I think just for one, it allows you to engage with people who you just normally wouldn't. And I think to your point around, some people don't want more engagement, but, I think in this day and age, it's really about the experience you're providing at the event is definitely part of the DJ's job. So if you're just kind of ignoring people and not connecting, I think, it's only hurting you, in my opinion. So I think that's one thing. And then two, it does allow you to take song requests. And then I think you were kind of hinting at some of the new features we're working on. So you can send in photos now as this kind of big thing. And, it's not probably for all events, but I think it depends if it's, maybe a corporate event or you're at a venue per se. It could be cool to have a slideshow, and that would be from photos that are texted in.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I know that you and I have talked back and forth about it even for weddings. I mean, I honestly will always say that I think it's a good thing for weddings as well, because most of the time they have a professional photographer there or something like that, but while you think about the fact that a professional photographer is always going to get probably the best shots. I mean, we all get lucky sometimes and get some great shots with our phones, but at the end of the day, a professional photographer is always going to get the best shots probably. But what they're not going to get is all of the shots. They can't be everywhere all at one time. And so I think, with that in mind, this is an opportunity to kind of, and then it also plays in a little bit to, I think we have this societal instant gratification, like we want it now. And most of the time, like that professional photographer, they're not going to be able to necessarily provide those images immediately. Whereas this just kind of gives that fun, like in the moment, we were all here. Everybody's, trying to maybe you make a game out of it, like who can take the most selfies with the bride and groom if you're at a wedding, or just stupid stuff like that. But it just really increases that engagement. It brings another element to the event that you just don't see right now. You know what I mean? So I really think it's ingenious what y'all are doing.
Yeah, no, it's not to compete with the photographer at all. Those are polished photos, probably edited. Just like you said, these are those candid photos that honestly, sort of what I think it's replacing is the bride after the like wedding trying to track down, hey, can you send me photos? I was so busy, I didn't get. So this honestly is a nice thing for them to leave for their honeymoon. They now have this photo album of all these different angles of their wedding that, you know, they can have. So I think that's really what it's more focused on. And yeah, it's just fun, you know, if you want to show that slideshow live.
Well, and the other thing to remind you guys that would be utilizing this product, which by the way, guys, keep texting in, keep scanning that QR code. We are going to give away in the Cue podcast swag bag to somebody tonight. All you got to do is text your name in to the number scrolling across the bottom, or just scan the QR code right up here above my head, and that'll take you there much quicker. But shit, I knew I was going to lose my point. I knew I was going to lose my point if I did that.
Photo.
That's so funny.
I don't know. Yeah,
yeah, that's what it was. The person that's actually utilizing this system.
Oh,
every time you get people to text a photo in or a song request in, they are added to the list of people that you can then market to. And I'm not saying like hard marketing, but I'm just saying, like, again, at the end of the night, you can send them a text. You know, and we're actually gonna do it tonight. We'll demo it and we'll show you guys how it works at the end of the night tonight as well. But you can also send them your what is the card called again? The
contact card.
Contact card, exactly. So you can send them the contact card with all your information, and it's just like basically giving them a one-step ability to create you as a contact in their phone. Like, that's crazy. That's so crazy
Totally.
to me.
It's like the modern business card. I think I'm used to bringing some cards. Maybe a few people will come up, ask me for my card, and then they're going to lose it or toss it out. So this is like anyone who's interacted has it. You know, it's not really spammy because they're already using this text system. So,
Right.
You know, they can walk away with however they want. So yeah, and we're getting some good results. I also think people can really choose how they want to use it. So some people, it can be a nice upsell. Right? You can say, I have this cool system. It's very COVID safe. Or honestly, like if you just want to add it, I think it's a great way to distinguish yourself from other DJs. I think it's a pretty new thing that not a lot of people are using yet. So I think, you know, it could just be cool. I'm also like starting to see it like now in like reviews, which is cool. So if you go to like Wedding Wire and stuff, people are saying, you know, he had this cool system.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, I really think you're onto something. I really, I'm really kind of sad that, to some extent, I'm a little bit sad that it kind of really has come about and flourished during COVID. But it's good news in the fact that even during COVID, people are still being able to use it. People are finding ways to use it. You know, we used it playing on another podcast that we do. We used it playing a game show with it. I know another DJ, Luke Wrenchin, a buddy of mine up in Rhode Island, who, you know, he used it for the shoe game, wasn't it? He used it for the shoe game.
Yeah, like to take questions. So it's way more interactive, right? Some people might not want to get on the mic. Now you can get every table texting in a question. It just allows people to feel more connected when we're so distant, basically.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So,
and then the other feature, just talk a little bit about the feature Notify Now, because I think that I kind of skimmed over that. So maybe just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think, you know, what's funny about us is we're trying to cater to like bar DJs, we're trying to cater to venues and also event DJs. So I think all these features you really got to just take with a grain of salt and see what makes sense for you. So Notify Now, I personally think has probably the most value for like bar and club DJs. So the idea is, you know, let's say you've used Request Now at maybe 5 or 6 events, you might have like 100 people in your contact list, meaning 100 people through like all those events. You know, it's been like 100 people who've like texted in. You can then send a blast. So you can say on like a Friday afternoon, hey, I'm going to be at, you know, Mikey's Pub, you know, come through or something like that. And it's a great way to just engage with people who like might want to come to your next event. And if you're trying to increase tips, for example, you can put your Venmo or your Cash App. So definitely just like clever. And I think if people don't want to hear from you, they can just opt out of it. If you're a wedding DJ, I'd recommend using it maybe 2 times a year, just saying like, hey, just want to wish you a happy holidays. You know, check out our website, very like unassuming kind of thing. You know, I would not use it like once a month with that kind of audience. So I think it really, you kind of have to play with it. But yeah, that basically allows you to blast everyone.
I think it's awesome. Greg, you got any thoughts on this?
No, I you know what? I've seen a bunch of different, you know, companies try to do this, but I really love your approach. This is probably the most ingenious approach to doing this, and then it really pays off in the long run. So bravo, Matt. Great job.
Thank you. I think, you totally get it. I talk to a lot of DJs though, who like, after I say song request, it's like they hang up. Like I hear like the dial tone, and it's like, that's just silly to me. No, seriously. I mean, a lot of people really like can't get past that. And I'm like, just trust me. Do you want to get more views on SoundCloud? Do you want more tips? Like, you don't have to play the song. That's the other thing people don't realize. Like, you don't have to play. There's no contract that says you have to play the song. So I think Big Earn gets it, but in the early days, like I was getting discouraged because people would say like, "This is the stupidest idea. Like, why would I want that?" So,
if there weren't haters, the world wouldn't know what to
That's
do.
true.
Right? I mean, it's just one of those things, and I think, and that's why, to me, that's why I always stress the fact. Big Earn says I'm wearing.
Oh man, Big Earn's the best.
Yeah, we got some dope Request Now swag shirts too, man.
Yeah.
I think people. I don't really understand DJ's deal about requests. Whatever. I'm not here to judge. All I'm saying is that if you look at it less as the process of the request and look at it more of the process of accumulating information, accumulating data, accumulating context that you can reach out to later. And again, you want to talk about direct marketing. Like the best bang for your buck. Like these people literally had to be at something you did in order to even have this number in the first place and for you to have their information. It cannot get any more direct than that. So if you can overlook the whole request thing and look at the back end, I guess you could call it, of the situation, it just makes a lot of sense. Big Earn is a big fan of yours, dude. He said, I'm getting the whole line of shirts.
Man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, no,
and I trust that he will.
Yeah, I hope so.
And this is perfect. Like Earn said, a next level customer experience. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, because we're also hearing stories of like the bride is using it to text in during the event when they're running around. The photographer's texting in. The wedding planner's using it to. So I think, I should almost stop branding it as just song requests. I'm trying to also open it up to. It's just a communication tool, really, during the event, which I think kind of makes more sense. And also like, to your point, David, I've talked to people and I'm like, how much do you spend on Facebook ads or how much do you spend on Google search term ads? And, they're like, okay, we put some money in. But at the end of the day, like, just like you said, these are people that have like stepped into the event. They've seen you live. Like that is like really direct targeting versus people who are just totally random doing a Google search.
Maybe we should do, like, it's COVID right now anyways. Why don't we just get together and we'll help you out with this. Let's just rebrand it Connect Now.
Yeah, it's true. I just feel like Request is very branded towards DJs, but yeah,
I know. I'm just picking, man. I don't want to tell you how to change your. I don't want to tell you how to change your company, man. I resisted moving to computer DJs for so long. New technology is scary. Bravo on making it easy for guys and gals with the boots on the ground. There you go. Good. That's absolutely right, Nick. That's very, very intelligent there. I agree.
Nick and I go way back. I actually married Nick. Wow, how long ago was that? That's
wow. Does your wife know?
15 years. My wife. But no, yeah, she was actually there.
Even better.
Yeah, Nick flew me down to, I think, Birmingham, Alabama. It was a big old party. Yeah. No, it was. I'm actually one of the multi things I do. I'm a wedding officiant. So, but back to the Request Now, Matt. That just blows me away. That the way you just presented it too. Because these are the people that have seen you, that have liked you, and more than likely, if you really did your job as a DJ, some of the best guys that do weddings will go up and literally visit the tables. If you want the best marketing, visit the tables and say, "Hey, I'm taking requests." Literally interacting with the people. Now you add Request Now to this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, it's like the perfect follow up after the perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, totally agree.
Bravo, Matt.
Totally agree.
No, it's true. Like when I used to do a lot of these events, I mean, the only way I got new gigs was word of mouth. People would just see me and say, okay, I got a birthday party coming up. I need a Sweet 16. So it really is word of mouth. I think is a big part of it. So this just amplifies that.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Love it. So all you DJs out there, you have to check them out.
Well, and another thing too, I'm gonna just ask everybody. We got a pretty decent sized audience watching right now. So, and based on the audience numbers that I see right now, and the people that have texted in so far, you've got a really good chance to win if you text it in. So I'm gonna try to mess that chance up, and I'm gonna tell the rest of you in the audience. Text your name to the number scrolling across the screen, or scan the QR code right up here above me. Scan that QR code. It'll take it to your text message. We're using Matt's system tonight to show how this works, and we're going to be giving away some In the Cue swag stuff tonight to one of our audience members. We're going to give away an In the Cue swag bag to you guys. So the way to be eligible to do that, we got some stuff from Peavy that'll be included. I like it. Thanks for showing that off, Greg. So just text your name in, let us know who you are, and just again, it's just the number. There's a number scrolling across the screen, but the easier way to do it, if you have it like at least an iPhone 9, I think you should probably be able to scan the QR code with it and be able to just go directly to that. So we're going to be doing that all night long. We'll keep reminding you guys all night long, but scan that QR code, text that number, just let us know your name, and that will allow you for the opportunity to win our swag bag. Oh, look at Big Earn. We love you, man. I love Big Earn.
We do. I got to visit him.
You know what I love about Big Earn? This is what I love about Big Earn. I'm gonna just be honest with you. One of the things and I'm sorry to sidebar here, but I have to. One of the things I love about Big Earn is he is like supportive of people in this industry night and day. I mean, literally, if Big Earn is awake, he is out there supporting and loving on and championing people in this industry, whether it's on here, whether it's on Clubhouse, whether it's on Facebook. Like, you guys need to get to know this man. If you don't know Big Earn, you need to get to know Big Earn, because just his smile alone will change your life. That's all I can tell you.
You said the magic word, Clubhouse. Seems to be the newest, hottest thing. You have an invite?
Yeah, I probably have an invite somewhere. I need one, Greg?
No, I don't have an iPhone.
Oh, well, do you have an iPad? You can do it on an iPad too.
Matter of fact, I do have an iPad. Wow, really?
There you go.
Oh, you have one?
Yeah, I have one.
I've got an invite. Matt has an invite. Either way, we'll get you one.
Oh, God bless you. All right, yeah. So, all right, I'm sorry. I heard that.
About that.
Like the hottest thing of the internet this past week. I had to interrupt and do that. So go ahead. I'm sorry, guys.
Should we take a few questions? I do need to unfortunately hop off in a second or two. Yeah. But you're going to show the screen a bit later, David. You said when you do the raffle.
Yes, I will. Big Earn says this is the most social interaction I get, and what better way to support my family and friends?
Totally.
Our friends and family. I'm dyslexic, as you can see. Rawls234 says just got an invite yesterday. Yeah, I mean, trust me, guys. Do not get me started on Clubhouse, because we can literally have a whole show just about that. Like
there's an idea,
love it, and I'm on there all the time. What's that?
There's an idea. Once I get my,
I know, right? So audience out there, if you have questions about requests now, if you have any questions for Matt, drop those in the comments for us real quick. Also, just maybe drop some comments about your thoughts on the product. If you have any negative thoughts, don't drop those. I'm just kidding. But if they're constructive criticism, here, you know what else? Another thing, and I know you want to say something, Greg, so let me just say this real quick while it's on my mind. One of the other things that I love about Matt and I love about this company is, like, you're literally talking to the owner of the company right now. You're literally talking to the person who can make changes, who can make updates, who can make it better, and if it makes sense to. Now, I'm not going to, because trust me, Matt will tell you, I've thrown some crazy ass ideas at him, and he's kind of been like, yeah, that sounds good. And then some of them are like, I don't know, maybe in like 2029 or something like that. But like, the good thing about Matt is that he listens. He wants his product to be the best it can possibly be. Okay. He wants it to be the best it can possibly be. And so I love that. So if you have questions, if you have any thoughts, anything you want to ask Matt, and I know that our folks that are on Facebook they're kind of at a delay. So that's why I'm kind of stalling Matt, just so that our friends on Facebook will hear this a little bit later than our friends on Twitch and YouTube. Greg, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. Actually, it's a question, Matt, for Matt. Yeah. Really. And it usually comes with anything that's email based or anything that's text based. Is there a way, like, for safety, for people to say they want to unsubscribe?
What's up, Jeff?
Yeah, exactly. So at any time, we actually say this in the welcome message. So explains it to everyone. If you just text stop, you'll never hear from that number again.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a stop feature. So that's great.
So that's the other side of it too, right? Like some people want to be kept in the loop. Maybe someone was traveling from out of town, has no interest. They just text stop. That's the end of that.
Excellent.
We do have a question here, Matt. What's the biggest case for using Request Now from a marketing perspective?
That's a good question. I think it's kind of what we talked about, just amplifying word of mouth, staying in touch. Again, really thinking about if you're a bar DJ, keeping in touch with this audience of yours. If you're, trying to build that up, get into bigger clubs, it's really about, who's following you, I think. So if you're an event DJ, it's just about just boosting your word of mouth. I've also seen people use it in unique ways to get more like wedding reviews. You can, text out that link. You could text out your Facebook, text out your Instagram. So it's kind of like, what do you want to increase? Your Instagram bookings, you kind of got to pick, and then that's kind of how you want to brand it. If you're doing a school event, if you text out your Instagram, you're probably going to get 100 likes that night. All of them are on Instagram. So, yeah, it really depends.
All right. Can I follow up with that? Because really that's important what you just said. The social media interaction, when you text out not only your Instagram, but anywhere you want these people to follow you. I, as a matter of fact, would think if they were members of Request Now, every time you do a gig, your follow-up would be you'd have a template that says, hey, follow me on my social media, giving all of your plugs, as I call them, all of your shameless plugs that you want to give your client.
Yeah.
But it's also a follow-up of, look, here's how to book me into the future. Thank you for having an event. So it would be the perfect way to have a template for whether it's a bar, whether it's a birthday, and you can personalize that template just by changing it a little bit and then sending them to everybody in your service. So that can be done just that way, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually a new feature idea that you just came up with. So the ability to have the template, like bar, wedding, and then you can choose.
Sure.
We have this thing called the thank you message. So basically you would just send that out. So right now you have to manually write it. Some people are saying they're copying and pasting from old events, but yeah,
I like that idea.
So what you're saying, I could have developed a new feature for Request Now just by this?
Just like that.
That's great. No, well, that's great because that that question was, it's perfect for marketing after the fact. Not only is it great for at the gig, in real time, but after the fact now you can use these numbers as part of a marketing plan. So it's
totally.
So I'm just gonna run through a few comments here. Brian, hey, thanks for checking in. Appreciate you doing well. We appreciate you coming in here. Andrew says, "Is this the name person?" This is actually Matt from Request Now. Andrew, if you have any questions about name, feel free to drop those in there. Greg or I could help answer those questions.
You can.
Andrew says yes. I don't know how many yeses that sounds like. Big Ernst says presenters is huge. Matt, do you know what he's talking about?
What that means. No.
Yeah, I'm confused too. Big Ern, explain what you're talking about because I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see if Big Ern can explain that to us real quick. And all right, so before we let you go, Matt, any last comments? Any last thing you want to leave our viewers with about Request Now?
No, that's really it. Honestly, like you said, open to feedback. Would love everyone to try it. Let me put the link in here.
Great.
And yeah, if you sign up, we can give everyone, I think it's 3 free events. So we just need you. I'll have to add in the queue, but let's just use that.
Okay. Right. Requestnow.io.
Now, let me make sure that I heard you correctly. So I can sign up and I can get 3 free events to try it out with.
If you put in the Cue podcast, exactly.
There you go. There you go, guys. Promo code in the Cue podcast.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
So all you got to do is go to requestnow.io. Make sure you go to .io, not .com. Requestnow.io and use the promo code. I'm sorry. It's one of those nights. I've had one too many Dr. Peppers already. Use the promo code in the Cue podcast for 3 free events.
Exactly.
And by the way, pricing on this, guys, is ridiculous. Like you're gonna be like, why would I not do this? Should we talk about pricing, Matt, or do you want to just kind of handle that on an individual basis?
We can. I mean, it's pretty upfront. I mean, you're basically paying. You could basically pay $30 for the year to get the phone number basically like dedicated to your account. So that I think is worth it, just so you can build branding. And if you compare that cost to going to like a phone store to get your own number, and again, I think the other benefit is you don't have to get all these texts on your cell phone, right? Some people use like their own phone, and that just seems crazy to me. But anyway, so you could pay basically to reserve the number, and then you will just pay per event, or you can just buy like a bundle of events. And you can save money there.
One final question: you have to have Wi-Fi or some type of connection at your event for this?
Right? Yeah, that's a good question. So you don't need Wi-Fi, but you would need cell service. Like you do need cell service.
That's fine.
And it is over SMS. You don't need like super strong. Just like one bar will do, but you do need cell service.
Perfect.
Yeah. So Ern said this, which I don't know. I kind of feel like an idiot now. Someone who is presenting from stage can use the app for their liking, giveaways, trivia, audience engagement, etc.
Right, karaoke DJs. I'm talking to a lot.
Not 300, not 399. What is it?
Which comes out to like $250 a month.
Gotcha.
Just $30. Yeah.
$30. Okay.
30.
$30, not $399.
But yeah, thank you for having me, David.
Dude,
no, thanks for jumping on, man. I know you have a call you need to get on to, so we appreciate you jumping on with us. We're gonna use the service to give away our swag bag tonight. So if you guys have not done so yet, I'll keep saying it throughout the show. There is a number scrolling across the bottom of our screen throughout the evening, or you can just use this QR code right up here above my head. And all we need you to do is scan that QR code, text us your name, and that will make you eligible for the ability to potentially win one of our prizes tonight. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you saying that. Thank you so much. All right, Matt, we will see you. We'll bring you back real soon, man. All right. Thank you.
I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks so much. All right, Greg. Love it, man.
Hey.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to move us all over the screen here. Why not? Right.
I'm really, really excited that Matt came aboard. And I meant to say, what Matt? Well, he'll see the replay. Matt, welcome to the family. So,
there you go.
Really, really excited with him.
All right, I'm gonna use a term that we use in Clubhouse a lot called resetting the room. Only I'm gonna reset the podcast and just thank everybody who's watching right now. We appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't done so yet already, please drop the comments. Let us know where you're checking in from. Let us know who you are. We love to give you guys shout outs. Big Earn says, can we reset the year? Well, actually, we did that didn't we do that like 25 days ago? So I mean. IJS. I mean, it's 21 now, bro. No, but I get what you mean. But yeah, check in with us, guys. Drop your comments, drop your questions. Let us know who you are, where you're checking in from. We love the interaction with you guys. Brian with the big arm, man. Brian's been in the gym. Look at that. Jeez. That was 4,245 days ago. I love Ern. When Ern gets on a roll, man, he might take over the show with us. So I got to be careful of that.
All right, man. Yeah.
All right, Greg, our guest for the night that has been so patiently waiting in the green room, the old virtual green room, that is. First of all, I want to thank him. I know he can hear us right now, so I want to thank him for being patient because we kind of sprung it on him at the last minute that we were going to have Matt come on and talk a little bit about Request Now, that they're one of our sponsors of the show. So appreciate the patience of that. I'm actually going to turn it over to you to do an intro, and then we'll bring him in.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, look, our next guest, he's a DJ, but he is also an artist, musician, a writer, an entrepreneur. All right. I've been working with this gentleman now for a bunch of years. His styles include hip hop, R&B, EDM, and gospel, just to name a few. He dropped an album in 2020 called The Crown. And I'm personally working with him on some local, national, and some international projects that just sprung up onto our lap within the past couple of weeks. Wow. He's one of the guys that actually DJs with the Philadelphia Eagles with me. He came along and we tag teamed each other and did a Philadelphia Eagles Big Brothers Big Sisters DJ event. It was great. And, you know, look, we donate our services there. He's a great guy. He's a great human being. And he's also, he's part of the International DJ Cafe South Jersey chapter. And I surround myself with great people. And he's one of the guys that I also surround myself. So I'm proud to call.
How did you ever get me on this talk show with you if you do that?
But it's sometimes I got a slum. So
there you go. There you go. You have to have peaks and valleys, man. Peaks and valleys. Got to keep everything in life balanced.
Peaks and valleys. But no, I'm proud to call this guy not only a networking business person, but a friend. So, and with that, we're going to introduce. Not only is it DJ 2Eleven, but it's 2Eleven, the artist. So
nice. I love that. Just a real quick shout out to everybody. Sal, thanks for checking in with us. Daryl, shout out to you as well, my friend. Vincent, what's you do? And Timothy saying hi. Thanks, guys. All right, let's get them in here. 2Eleven, what's up, man?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing?
We as you can see, we've got all kinds of shenanigans going on tonight, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty fun though. It's pretty fun.
All right, I want to start off with my first question. I love asking people this. Tell us why your DJ name is 2Eleven.
Good question.
Well, my DJ name started off with with the you know how you have the 1111 and like the stars in the universe and everything. So I pretty much use it as far as like a transition, like a portal. It's 211s, and it's like a portal. Like if you ever see my logo, it's actually like a pyramid, and the actual 211s, you can go through a portal. So pretty much like the music I write and the things I do take you to a whole nother level, like a whole nother dimension. Pretty much that's what it is. So it's 1111, but I just put it together as 2Eleven.
Love it.
Okay,
I love that.
How about this? Tell us about because that was part of the intro we did. In 2020, you dropped the album called The Crown. Tell us a little bit about that. What style is it? Everything.
All right, so the crown, I dropped that in the top of 220, the January 2020, okay. And that actually has a lot of hip hop, R&B vibes in it. Like there's some singing melodies. There's actually hip hop rap in it mixed together. So it's pretty much singing and rapping pretty much together on the whole album. There's street hip hop vibes. There's Caribbean vibes on there. There's some R&B, some definitely deep dark R&B on there also. And it's pretty good. It's a really good project. It's 10 projects on. And definitely came out really, really good together. And I'm actually in the process of shooting videos for that actually now. COVID kind of stopped all the action with videos and stuff like that, but we're starting to shoot videos now.
Okay, where can everybody find this album at? Where would they go to get it?
Albums everywhere, iTunes, everywhere, Spotify. You can check it out anywhere where there's music. You can click on my profile. There's a link on the profile, but anywhere there's music, Apple, iTunes, Deezer, like anything and everything, it's out there. Yeah.
Great, and you did the right thing. You said at DJ 2Eleven and at I am 2Eleven. Correct? That's how they can find you on all the social media.
That's how you can find me on social media. Yeah, you can find me right there.
Excellent. Dave, got what you want to go back and forth off him? Go ahead. You got one for him?
Yeah, I just it's interesting to me that you kind of specialize in both hip hop. Well, I say both, but technically, so there was three mentioned: hip hop, EDM, and gospel. And I think those are so like distant yet in some ways close. And I think that's really cool. Like, what kind of made you focus on those three specifically?
Well, it's pretty much I came up from music in the background. Like my dad's Darnell Robinson. He used to play for the Stylistics. And my mother, she used to do gospel and do different things, like, as far as writing and producing. So I pretty much come from like a heavy music background, and it comes naturally, actually. Like I love it. It actually comes naturally. And I pretty much have this ability to be able to, when I hear a song or I hear a beat or a tune or we're producing, I can actually hear the whole song complete from start to finish. And then I just have to bring it out into existence, So it's pretty much the genres and everything is actually pretty fun to be able to have the gift and abilities to be able to manipulate and use the music and coerce everything exactly the way I need to get the crowd and adapt, everything, the ears and the listening ears and everybody.
When did you first start? Actually the very first time you produced any kind of music or even kind of said, hey, this is my jam? Like, were you a young kid or where were you at in life?
I was actually 16, and I had a girlfriend back when I was 16 years old, and I used to write her love letters. And the love letters were rhyming, of course. You know, they were rhyme. So then I got so good, like it were pages and like pages, and she would always like, oh, these are so good, like, you know what I mean? Like other people wanted to listen to them and other things too. So we used to read them in class, or people used to do beats on the lunch table, and I used to like read the love songs, to friends or whatever in the cafeteria. So that's where it actually started out. It actually started out with poems and writing love letters.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
All right. Here, you know what? Here's a bunch of questions I like to ask all kinds of entertainers. All right? And I'm going to hit you. All right, Mac or PC, and why?
Mac or PC? PC for personal use. I use the PC actually because it's easier. But I was saying like Mac for music, like Mac for producing, Mac for music. That's pretty much the standard. That's what everybody pretty much uses as far as the sound cards and the graphics in there. It's pretty good for music. But like as far as personal use, I'm a PC guy. Everything's easier on PC.
No, I always like to hear from guys like that. Now, with that being said, Android or iPhone, and why?
Okay, I have an Android
Why?
because, like I said, it's easier because iTunes, you have to hook it to your phone, and you can only listen what's on here and what's on there, or whatever app you have to download from different places. And the Android is wide open. I can do anything I want on the Android. I can plug it to the computer and download, beats. I can do anything. There's a wide range of things I can do with that. But iPhone, I'm actually getting an iPhone soon because Clubhouse, like you guys were saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, I'm glad you said that because look, the reason why we've had you on last week, we had Jeff Rush on. Okay, and it's all about we are entertainers, but one of the biggest parts of the people that list us are DJs. But DJs always want to make music, so this is why I'm having guys like yourself, like Jeff Rush on, and Millie and Quad, next week. But with that being said, okay, what software do you use when you're creating your music to help people out? Like, for example, Andrew is in the room, or Andrew is in one of the rooms out there in streaming land, and he wants to learn this, and he wants to learn, what's the starter software that he could jump into right now and start learning.
Well, like really, if you want to start producing the starter software, I would say start off with Fruity Loops. You can actually learn a lot on YouTube with Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops.
Okay. Now, is that Mac or PC based, or can you get it both?
You can get that both. You can get that both on both channels.
And there is Andrew. Now, the other thing is too, he also questioned me. He wanted to learn on Ableton. How about Ableton? Is that out of the question, or is maybe he should start off with Fruity Loops first with the free version and then move? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it depends where you want to start. It depends where you take it. It's like so many rabbit holes with music and software and creation that it depends on what he wants to learn. And if he sticks with that, then that will be the way that he goes. That's pretty much where you pick your instruments.
Okay, well, he's one of my students. I believe in keeping it simple at first. I mean, back in the day, I learned with a program, and you're probably even too young to know. It's called Hip Hop EJ. It was called EJY. It was really just drag and drop, but they did it all for you. It was in, it was in 8s and 16s, and you just drug it in there, and it automatically, you set, and it knew the beats per minute you were in, and it did it. But then it evolved into what was called Acid DJ. Sony eventually.
Sony Acid, I had Sony Acid on my computer too in the beginning.
It's now developed into something bigger. But then again, there's also, besides Sony Acid, you have Ableton. But then you also have Pro Tools,
Pro Tools.
And then we can keep going with your Logic and your plugins and your Reasons and all that. We can just keep going. But that's what everybody seems to hear. And I'll be honest, Pro Tools and Ableton, you almost have to go to college to learn this stuff.
Yeah, Pro Tools. Actually, I learned a lot from my engineer when I first started creating music. So, we do different things. You get different beats or whatever, and then, you do like Fruity Loops, but then you take it to the studio, and then he puts a lot of the things together and arranges. So he would show me how to work a lot of the programs. So that's where, I like to spend a lot of time in the studio, also creating, but also learning how to do the engineering. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I should have the Full Sail back when I was younger.
I just learned by beating on two like pickle buckets or something like. You guys are talking about Fruity Loops. I thought we were talking about breakfast for a minute there. Yeah, me all confused, but nah, I'm just kidding. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, FL Studio they call it now. FL Studio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fruity Loops. Okay. All right. Who are your influences?
Oh, right now, just like I said to start, like first my parents, they're the ones who instilled the music in me. It comes from the blood first,
Stylistics, right? So your dad was in the Stylistics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he toured the world. He used to have he was in a group called Mission. They had a deal with Columbia Records.
okay.
Yeah. But he played all over the world with Stylistics. He toured with them for years. He played keyboard, saxophone. He actually has a jazz album right now. It's called Finally. It's actually out available everywhere also.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
That's great. So the music's in your blood. No wonder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Music's in your blood. All right. Go ahead, Dave. I don't mean to ask all the questions.
No, that's okay. That's okay. And I've got a couple things. While I do, Greg, if you'll check the messages on the behind the scenes there, I just sent you a quick message for you to check if you don't mind.
Okay.
First of all, I just want to say, man, it's amazing to me how like humble yet how professional you are. Like I really love that kind of cool, like you're confident about what you're doing, right? But you're not like this cocky dude at the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I mean, I really, really, really can appreciate that. I think that's something in our industry that is too often, not in the mix. So many people get in their own way so often in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
So I commend you for probably somebody who could be a little bit more, leaning to that level because of what you've already accomplished and because of what what you're going to accomplish. I mean, nobody can watch this and not believe that you're going to be accomplishing these things. Yeah. So I just commend you for that. You know what I mean? I think that's super cool. A question I have for you, if you, let's say that you came into a fork in the road tonight and you were given one choice.
Okay.
For the rest of your life, the only thing you can do is either be a DJ or be a music producer. Which one is it and why?
The only thing. I love music so much that I would definitely still be a DJ. Only because I can create my own music, but if I can't do it, then I can get somebody else, because I actually want to be, I actually write for people and stuff like that also. So I can write that, but, if I can't go ahead and perform it and be the artist, then definitely a DJ, definitely a DJ. The DJ's in my blood. Like I said, I started off with the MCing first. So actually, when I came into actually hitting the turntables, hitting the controllers, different things like that, learning the information, learning how to beat match and learning how to rock the crowd, it became even easier. So I'm actually very vocal. I'm actually an MC also on the mic. So I hype up the whole party myself. I don't even need a hype man for the party.
Hey, 2Eleven, here's a question from YouTube. He was talking about what interface do you recommend for a starter to use?
The interface, I would say you can still use the FL Studio, but you can use the Akai Mini. There's the Akai Mini. There's it's a small keyboard, and it goes up a bunch of different octaves up the scale, and you can actually use that. It has like 4 or 6 beat pads on it. I think it has like 6 beat pads on there, so you can do samples and different things. But the Akai Mini, there's your actual, that's really good. The Akai Mini.
Well, I'm glad you answered that, because look, that was a question from one of our other supporters. His name is Dennis Rosales. He owns Music Jam in Clementon, New Jersey. So anybody down in the Clementon, South Jersey area, you stop by, you see Dennis Rosales, and you tell him the Cue Podcast sent you, and he'll take care of you. But thank you for answering that question with that. It's a really important thing.
It's actually USB cable too, so you just plug it in one of the USB ports, and then you can work any program, any software on your computer and create.
Okay, fabulous.
Yeah,
Dave, any other questions? Because I still got a couple more, but
I was thinking also about and before I ask a question, I got to plug it one more time, guys. Don't forget, if you have not already done so, please be sure to scan the QR code up here above my head. We're giving away a prize tonight. The only thing you have to do to be eligible for our giveaway is to text us in your name. So scan that QR code, or just use the number that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. You text it into that number, and you'll be eligible to win our giveaway tonight, a good old fashioned In the Cue swag bag. And we'll be giving that away a little bit later on. So for me, man, I just wonder. Big Earn says, otherwise I'm going to win. I'll tell you what, Big Earn definitely has something to go in there, because he wins a lot. And I mean, this is 100% random, guys. I'm telling you right now, this is 100% random. So I promise you that he just has some luck. Hey, Dennis, thank you for that. Thank you so much, man. Natural Aura, man, always love seeing you, and don't worry, man, it's better to be late than not be here at all. So thank you so much. And you know what, if you're making money, that's far more important than us, man. You can watch this later on. So we appreciate you being here live though, man, but make that money. All right, so here we go. And we also have a question from one of our people watching too, so I'm going to pull that up in just a second also. So I want to ask you your thoughts on, so take like DJing. Like, a lot of us have had to go to places like Twitch and places online to be able to continue our craft. And for some people, that's the only way they're even making money right now. I'm curious about your thoughts on that whole kind of new virtual world. And maybe if you were to play like, Magic 8 Ball, like in 2Eleven's mind, where do you see some of that going? Maybe after COVID is over. Do you think that virtual side of things still has legs, or do you think it's temporary? Just curious of your thoughts.
Good question.
Right. So actually, to touch on that, without spilling all the beans, me and Greg have been working on, like you said, international, national. We've been working on something that's let's just say on a virtual scale, we're gonna pretty much change the face of a couple things. And if everything goes right, it'll be a very lucrative situation that we're teaming up to do. But
nice.
For as of right now, as of right now, I think more outdoor events, once it gets a little warmer, people may start coming out. Maybe people may start, doing different things, but everybody's on their cell phone. Like, everybody has their phones in their hand. Like you guys were saying with the SMS messages from requests now, everybody has their phones in their hand. So right now we're so brainwashed from the pandemic. I think that even after we go outside, we'll still have cell phones and we'll still be able to, have different things, because people are still going to the gym. People are still doing different things, that require music, from a source. So I think the virtual thing will stick on for pretty long time. And if like I said, me and Greg, we pull this off, it's gonna stick around for a while. But yeah, it should be good.
I feel jealous, man. I feel like I'm missing out on something.
Well, soon enough. And there's actually something else I'm working on that I'm actually working on for outdoor events. So nice. When that pops up, that's going to be major. So when everybody starts coming outside, I'm working on an actual mobile situation where it's all outdoor events only. So that way it's COVID friendly. That way, it's contactless and stuff like that. So yeah.
Love it. What else you got? You got any more questions there, Greg?
Well, there was if that question is what you're going to get to, there was a question in YouTube from Zaz1.
Let me throw that one up there. Yep.
Go ahead, please.
Yep. So who do you recommend for new artists to master I think it meant to say your songs for radio play?
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, where I go, and they actually do a virtual service where you can send your music in and it gets mastered. I go to Manny Young Studios.
Oh.
I go to Manny Young Studios, and my engineer is Dave Watchberger. Yeah, he's actually Dan Watchberger. He's actually very, very good. He actually does my mixing and mastering.
For those in other states, I mean, Manny Young is local to those in the Philadelphia area. I know this. It's a part of Philadelphia. But is there a website or a place that they can go possibly, or just look it up? Look up Manny Young Studios in Google, I guess. And
you can look it up. You can look up Manny Young Studios in Google. That would be the best option. It's in they actually spell it. What is it? MNYK Studios, but it's Manny Young Studios. It's located in Manny Young, Philadelphia, and he's an expert engineer. If you go listen to The Crown on DJ 2Eleven, you can actually check that out. So he actually produced and helped mix and did all the engineering and everything for that whole project. And that's where I say mix and mastering. You go there, you can actually email your tracks. They can do it over the internet and everything.
Okay, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anything else?
How about musical instruments? You play any musical instruments?
Ooh.
I actually was supposed to learn the piano from my mom, the keyboard, my dad playing the keyboard and the piano. And I actually fell off. I wasn't, I should have listened. So I should have listened. I actually should have listened to her, and I learned the piano because it would have helped me a whole lot. My melodies come from inside my head, but if I can actually play them like the way I really want to hear them, so I just have to hit the keys on the keyboard and then, hit sequence and hit save. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm still playing on the mini, like, producing beats with my fingers, but I need to learn actually how to play music.
Well, it's funny he asked that. Well, I mean, we did a little lesson last night, getting ready for the show within music. So I think the follow-up question, let me read Dave's mind. Okay. I want to read Dave's mind. I think Dave's follow-up question is going to be, do you know how to read music?
Ooh.
Greg, you see, was teaching me how to read music. I learned it in school, but I probably was asleep more than learning back in school. But Greg was teaching me. Greg, he was teaching me last night some good stuff. So every good boy does fine.
Right.
We starting to learn.
CE. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a future show, and I'll just drop that bomb now. But I was talking to Dave about it. One whole future show that's going to basically be about the starting how to read, write, and then put it together with the keyboard, your basic keyboard and or piano. That's it. The basics.
So I think this is this is what I love about our audience, and thank you guys so much. Like, our audience is on the point, man, looking up these things for us, dropping them in the comments to help us out here. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
I threw this up kind of quick, so I want to bring it back on. Just a big shout out and thank you guys. Another Philly guy for you guys. So there you go. Another connection to make. Make sure to connect with Greg and them. All right, so we love putting people on the spot sometimes, and Big Earn is good for helping us with that. So, 2Eleven, what do you think?
What, can I sing a lyric right now?
You up for dropping a little singing for us?
He says singing. I mean, my singing is a little bit of pitch corrected and auto tuned a little bit, in the studio.
Right. No, that's true.
No, stylistic. You should have it in your blood now. The Philly, we used to just sing on the corner. You used to have a little fire around a big old the can, and you sing there.
With the fire going up.
That kind of stuff.
You got me feeling like I'm in a Boys to Men commercial or video all of a sudden with all that, man.
I got actually got a new single. The video's getting shot. It's coming out Valentine's Day. It's called "Play Too Much." You can actually find that. That's coming out also. But the hook, I sing the hook for you. The hook is this could be us, but you play too much. Sing your calling, don't want to say too much. No beef for drawing, rather just blaze one up. I'm on my grind, not trying to waste my time. You know what I mean? That's the hook.
I love it.
Yeah.
If that ain't gospel, I don't know what is. No, I'm just picking.
Well, no, that's actually hip hop. That's actually a hip hop song. Like,
I'm just picking. I know. I'm just picking on you.
They have.
No.
I love it. Oh man. Well, 2Eleven, thank you for coming on the show with us tonight, man. I'm a better man tonight because I got to meet you, and I mean that. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I'm a better man because I get to meet you. You guys are doing a great thing. Great to see you guys. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, pal. And look, you hang out in the green room if you want. We're probably gonna continue a little overtime tonight.
I've got an announcement, and I brought one of my. You know what, 2Eleven, if you want to stay on the screen with us, man, you're welcome to stay on the screen with us. I don't mind.
Okay.
But I'm all about surprises tonight for some reason, and so I asked one of my buddies if he could come on with me. Or with us, not with just me, but with all of us, to help me announce on this show an event that we're going to be doing in March of 2022, which is a little over a year away. And Greg and I are going to get together and really find out how we can get in the Cue Podcast involved in it in the event. Wedding Business Growth is my other podcast that I do on tomorrow night or every Tuesday night. And that's kind of where we launched this idea. And then, now it just makes sense to get in the Cue Podcast involved in that. So I'm going to bring my buddy Sal on to join us, and I'm just going to have him share with you guys a little bit about what we're going to be doing. So, Sal, what's up, man? Where you at?
Hey, I'm down in Orlando doing some filming down here at Disney World.
Nice. Thank you. Well, thank you for at the last minute jumping on with me. You know, I'm crazy about asking people to do stuff like that.
2Eleven, I loved your interview. I'm a South Philly guy. Probably show my age a little bit here, but I used to live right down the street from Boys to Men.
Oh, wow.
They're always singing on the block, so yeah.
Yeah, that's decent.
I've been in Philly in 20 years, 15 years, maybe 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Living there, but yeah, I miss it every day.
That's what's up.
I live in Ohio now. Terrible place.
Look at you sitting by the fire. Got everything all nice and tight out there, man. You guys are not kidding around in Orlando.
We were fortunate enough that we down here making some sponsored YouTube videos for Disney. So got a nice vacation down here taking care of us.
I love it. All right, well, let's just drop the knowledge. Let's drop the fire. Let's let people know about the Wedding Business Growth Summit trip that we're going to put together.
Absolutely. Do you want to tell them, or you want me to tell them?
I'll turn it over to you.
All right, cool. So we are sailing on the Carnival Glory on March 5th, 2022. It is going to be an awesome event. We're going to have all kinds of DJs there, people from the music industry. And it's going to be part of Wedding Business Growth, and it's going to be a phenomenal time. It's an 8-day cruise in the Caribbean. We leave out of New Orleans, Louisiana, going to Grand Cayman, Cozumel, and Montego Bay, Jamaica. And lots of at-sea days where we're going to have convention, literally a full onboard convention for DJs. Everything from David, who's going to be our keynote speaker, to vendors who will talk about the latest product out in the DJ industry, some on-hands training, just lots of great fun and lots of great socializing on board a cruise ship. And literally everything's included. Once you board the ship, I mean, it's all there. And one of the cool parts about this cruise, talking about the cruise portion of it, is this is actually Carnival's 50th anniversary. So not only are we sailing out of New Orleans during the month of Mardi Gras, which is a party right there before the cruise, but on board, Carnival's bringing back a lot of throwback things that they've done away with over the years due to money cutbacks. They're also going to bring a bunch of their ships to make a 50th anniversary commercial and sail them for 24 hours right next to each other. And I'm told it's going to be like a stone throw away from each other, something you've just never seen at sea before. But it's going to be a fantastic time. We've done these DJ cruises in the past. David, I think you were on our very first one, where it was just a group of DJ friends getting together. I think we had 57 people on board, and our largest, we had over 600 DJs on board. And we're bringing it back. We took a pause for a few years when the economy was bad, but we brought it back 3 years ago, and it's been growing every year. And I just think we're going to have a fantastic time.
Yep.
Cool.
Well, and I'm just excited for the opportunity to partner with it. And like Sal said, I mean, we've done these events in the past together. They've always been successful. It's similar to, somebody asked if you had a cigar, and there's the answer right there. I love going to any kind of conference or meetup or anything at all like that that's like this. But I like this format and this kind of location even a little bit better because we're all kind of on this moving vessel together. There's not too terribly many places you can go, and so it really does give you the opportunity to connect with a lot of people. And there's so much time for those we call them the hallway conversations or the hallway seminars where 8 or 10 people get together in a group, or 15 people get together in a group up on the Lido deck or something like that, and just start shooting the crap about all different things that are maybe they're dealing with their bit. Hey, how do you handle this? How do you deal with this? I'm struggling with this. Are any of you guys struggling with the same thing? And it's just super cool. Like, you walk away and it's just out of control. So we hope you guys, Big Earn already said he's going to be there. I knew he would be there. And he said he'll bring the cigars on the boat, Sal. So there you go. And look at Natural Aura saying, does Sal have a shirt with his own signature on the upper right? Definitely he is on another level. Yes, he does. Look at that. A man right there.
Well, so I have a YouTube channel, which is my main business now. I still DJ a lot. But the cool thing, David, about being on board, if I can elaborate on that just a little bit, we've been to all the conventions together, David, me and you. We've been to Vegas, Atlantic City, and you go there. And the one cool thing about a cruise ship as opposed to those conventions is once you pay for the cruise, other than getting it to where we're boarding, I mean, once you get on board, you don't have to open your wallet every 10 minutes. Everything's included. All your convention activities, your food's included, your entertainment, both the convention portion as well as, the comedians, the 5-star Vegas shows are all on board. They're all included in the cruise fare. So it becomes affordable. We go to Vegas, we'd easily drop $4 or $5 grand while we were there, just in the expenses of while we were there. And onboard a cruise ship, it's just not like that. And to go a little further about what you were saying is that because you're on board during these days and you really have time to get to know people, it's not just walk the floor and then go your separate ways. A lot of lifelong friendships have been made on these cruises. I was on with Luke Renshin on your show a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about the late, great DJ Raymar, who just passed away, and how he met and became a mentor of Luke's. On the DJ cruise, on our cruise.
Yep.
And I know a ton of people like that are very close friends of mine, that we really cultivated that relationship on board these cruises, because there's a lot of time to fellowship and really get to know each other. More of just a hi, bye, what do you do in the DJ industry type of manner that you find at many conventions.
Natural Aura said, please don't let me know this. I need to have an excuse to not bring them. No, honestly, there's nothing wrong with bringing your family. And the ones that we've done in the past, people have brought their family. Hell, it escapes me. I wish I could remember their names. And Sal, you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about. But one family has been on the cruise with us a couple of times, and we've seen their son kind of grow up through the cruises, right? So, it just what are their names again?
I know lots of people like that.
I know you do. There's somebody I'm thinking about specifically, and my mind is escaping me right now. But anyways, if I remember it, I'll bring it up. And I hope they're not watching because they'll be mad at me that I forgot. But this has been one of those days.
Sorry about holding my phone in my hand.
So the idea behind wanting to announce this as early as we are is because we know that people have been going through a lot of challenging times over the last year. Slowly but surely, people are starting to work in the ability to get back to work again and making some money. And we just wanted to really give everybody as much opportunity to budget and plan to be a part of this event if they really want to, and not just have to feel like, oh man, I got to dump all this money out all at one time. There's ways to make monthly payments, for the balance and all of that stuff. And, we just want to really put on a cool event, and we want to have the people that are part of our community be a part of this. And this is good. This is going to be the first of hopefully many more. And by first, I mean with Wedding Business Growth being a part of this, within the Cue Podcast being a part of this. And we just want to build upon that and keep making events that you guys are going to not want to miss. So, yep. Sal, I appreciate you jumping on with us tonight, while you're working so hard right now in Orlando over there.
And we'll have the website ready very soon. We've been working on it, had a couple issues with some DNS issues, and I'm here in Florida, which doesn't help until the end of the week. But we will have the website up and ready to go and if you want to book and you don't want to wait for the website, you can certainly give me a call. I'll give you my personal cell phone number is 330-968-4300. I'd be happy to talk to you about it over the phone and book you even before the website comes up if you would like to book beforehand. But yeah, we'll make it affordable. We're going to have a great payment program, so it's really not going to be a lot of money out of pocket, and it's fully refundable up until 60 days before the cruise. So we'll definitely make it affordable to anybody's budget who's interested in coming in on convention in 2022. This will be the one to hit.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Sal.
All right.
That's cool.
Woo. Man, what a night. This has been good.
Yeah. The cruise has
been good.
I look forward to this. I look forward to the cruise. Look, before we go, once again, we got to thank Sal for coming by and talking to us about this whole summit here, the Wedding Business Growth Summit that's going to now, I guess, within the Cue. This is really that's really exciting. So thanks to 2Eleven. I appreciate you for coming out to and Request Now, especially Matt from Request Now, one of our newest partners, sponsors. Also, thanks to the National Association of Mobile Entertainers. They had our back since the beginning of this. And really, this helps their members. It's not only about insurance, but it's also about, all the different benefits that you can get by becoming a member. And you can get percentages off equipment, percentages off education, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you visit their website at nameentertainers.com. With that being said, we're going to announce, and stay tuned to our social media on Facebook, on Instagram, and in the Cue Podcast, or myself, DJ Greggy C, Current Entertainment, David Hanscom, or the DJ Entertainment School, because we're going to drop some bombs about Name giving out some quarterly free memberships for people who listen to the show. So besides that, we're going to have some swag bags provided by Name, NPV Electronics. They've thrown together some stuff. And finally, there's a company called Glowtronics. Glowtronics makes, I don't know if you can see behind me on the turntable back there, it says DJ Greggy C. It's a little circle. It's a turntable slip mat. Okay. And they make personalized slip mats that has my Current Entertainment and DJ Greggy C on it. But they also make masks. And here's one of the masks now. Branded. And it's Glowtronics-store.com. They are actually another one of our, partnering with us and in the Cue Podcast. And really, they were partnering with the school and Name. And we have 2 different codes for 15% off anything at Glowtronics, at the Glowtronics store. Okay. And those codes are NAME, NAME 15, or DJES, as in the letters for DJ Entertainment School, DJES 15 for 15% off most of their products at Glowtronics. And it's glow-in-the-dark slip mats, personalized slip mats, glow-in-the-dark personalized masks, like this one right here, and or this one right here. And they're really nice. Look, these things fit. They fit like a bra, somebody said. Interesting.
Bra on your face, boy.
Yeah, but it's very comfortable, and it's very safe. They also make tapestries there as well. So I want to thank, Name, and also Glowtronics, and also Request Now. So, and hopefully we'll have more people jumping, on the In the Cue train. And also, look, we also have pod decks too. So we're run out of questions. Yeah,
I know. Natural Aura said, what are the dates of the cruise? I just want to make sure we get that out there. The dates of the cruise are March 5th through the 13th. March 5 through 13.
Okay.
Compliment if they call you a boo.
Actually, we'll put that information. I'm going to put that. We're going to have a special web page for in the Cue Podcast on the DJ Entertainment School's website, djentertainmentschool.com. It should be up within the next week, and that will be one of the things that I will definitely showcase for that is the cruise. Okay, and all of our sponsors, how to get to there, and anything that we showcase here or go over or teach you, we'll all try to put up on the website as well. Okay.
All right, so we want to do this giveaway before we get out of here.
Sure. Yeah, let's do a giveaway.
All right, so last chance, literally, I'm not even kidding, guys. Last chance, if you have not done so yet, either scan the QR code right above my head, right up here, scan that and text us in your name, or use the number on the bottom scrolling across the screen. We're going to be giving away a good old-fashioned swag bag, the In the Cue swag bag, to one of our peeps. So go ahead, scan it. We want to make sure that the person is here and present to win. I always like to do present to win just because I want to commend you for sticking around to the end of the show. So we'll wait just a second and let our Facebook people, like I say, Facebook people always hear this about 15 seconds after I literally say it live. So I want to give them a chance to jump on there if they want to do so. If you're watching right now, go ahead and do that real quick. Scan the QR code up in the top right-hand corner above me, or text the number scrolling across the screen on the bottom there. And just send us in your name. Send us in your name to be eligible to win that. There they go. They're coming in. Also, change your name. It's going to send you a text on how to change your name. Be sure to change your name real quick so we know that's you. If you haven't done so, change your name. I see Rich hasn't changed his name. If he's still there, just you look at that Look at that text that you got back. It'll show you how to change your name on the system. And then we had just another person text in right now. Do that for me too as well. Just change your name real quick so we know who you are in case you're the winner. This is the only way we'll know it's you. So please do me a favor and just change your name real quick. There we go. He did it. Rich, if you're still out there, do that real quick. And I'm just doing, as Big Earn said, doing a quick little countdown here. So here we go. 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. All right, so here we go. Now I'm gonna share this. I love that, Greg. See, all right. So we had 7 people text in tonight. Kind of a smaller group tonight. So we had 7 people text in, which is cool, no problem. And let me go ahead and get this out of the way. And we are using the product that we just talked about. We're using the product that we just talked about. We had 8 people. Look at that. See, I start talking about it, and the text start coming in. So we're using the Request Now product to do this with. And so what happens is if you want to do a raffle, you go to right here at this cog wheel. You go run the raffle. You guys want to give me a little drum roll or something?
Sure.
And run the raffle. And our winner is Zaz Nova. Zaz Nova is the winner. Zaz Nova, are you still here? I'm pretty sure he is because I know he came in kind of on the tail end there. Just drop us a comment.
Zaz is in our he's in the YouTube chat room in the main.
Yeah.
So he came in through the InTheCuePodcast.com.
All right.
I
just want to make sure he's still here. So if he's still here, go ahead and drop a comment. So we know you're here, just drop us a comment so we know you're still here. And if he's still here, he's our winner. If he's not still here, then I feel bad because we're going to give it to somebody else.
No,
I know he's there. I know he's there. He's got to be there.
Yep.
He's got to be there.
I'm winning in life for reals, it says.
He's got to be there. There he is. I'm winning.
Hey.
All right. So, Greg, I'm gonna have him reach out to you, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Zaz, go my email up there, djgreggyc@gmail.com. Throw that up for him.
Okay.
Zaz, send me your information. If you're a local Philly guy, I'll just deliver the damn thing to you. Mask and all. So you
there we go.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah.
djgreggyc@gmail.com.
We'll send it. Yeah, djgreggyc@gmail.com. You got it.
I spell it right. There you go.
You got it. Yep. Send me your info. We'll send you a little In the Cue podcast swag bag.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna pop this up one more time, just show you guys what happens. So whenever you're done with an event, whenever you're finished with an event, you just close this event out. And for everybody that texted in to me, you should be getting a text message from me in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should be getting a text message here in just a second. So, and this is the cool thing about this product is that this is the power of it. This is what I've been talking about all night long. And if you look at that message that you just got from us, to me, it's just super cool because you can add our contact card immediately to your contacts from it, and you will always be able to connect with us anytime you'd like to. So that's awesome. Kind of how it works. I think it's awesome. I think it's genius, man.
I love it. I think it's great, and I'm glad. Matt's a really good guy, and I'm glad that we partnered up with him too.
Absolutely,
surrounding ourselves with great people. Love it.
All right. Well, we went way over time tonight, but that's okay. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around with us. We hope you guys, had a good time tonight.
Yeah.
2Eleven, thank you again, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you. Definitely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, 2Eleven. Thank you, Zaz1. He seems to be one of our newer followers here. Thanks to Dennis. Thanks to Daryl. Thanks to Andrew. Thanks to Chris. Thanks to Vince. I mean, so many people that have been, following us and supporting us. And don't forget, guys, look, every Monday, all right, at 8 o'clock it starts. And you know how here's the simplest way, okay? Watch, listen very carefully. Turn up your speakers. Okay, Google, set an alarm for 8 p.m. for me to watch In the Cue podcast. Or, Alexa, set an alarm for me to watch In the Cue podcast at 8 p.m. There you go.
Guys, I'm curious how many people's Alexas actually responded to that. That's hilarious, man. I love that. I love when you do that. Did yours do it?
My phone went off.
That is hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
Big Earn, you are a trip, man. Hey, Greg, who do we have on the show next week before we get out of here? Who do we have on the show next week?
Good call. Yeah, next week we're going to have another one of these people I surround myself with, who's also an artist, DJ Millie Mill. He's a DJ, he's the producer, and he's an artist. But his main artist that sings for him in R&B, it's an R&B and hip hop genre. His name is Quad. So we're going to be bringing in Millie Mill and Quad. They're coming in. Millie Mill is not only a part of Current Entertainment, part of the International DJ Cafe, part of Senate DJs. He's also part of East Coast Scratchers. So there's many different organizations that this gentleman is involved in, and he's an up-and-coming young star. So I'm excited to have him on.
I love that. 2Eleven, can you come back and join us again another time?
Yeah, definitely come back again and join us. I'm definitely gonna watch the Quad. I definitely gotta see what Millie and Quad got going on, because their music's hot. Music's great.
And I think we already have, dude. But please connect with me, man. If we're not connected on social media, 2Eleven, please connect with me, man.
Yep, I followed you on everything. I'll DM you in a little bit. I'll DM you a little later on or tomorrow.
Thank you, man. All right, you guys. Thank you all for watching the show. And the best thing that we can ask everybody to do, please share the show with people that that you think might get some value out of the show. DJs, entertainers, anybody you think might get value out of this show. We want to continue to keep providing content, encouragement, education, community. Those are things that I'm always big about, and I love the community that we're starting to build already. Only in show 3.
I got an idea here. I think I got an idea to give away one of these free memberships to Name.
All right.
What our show, if people are inviting people in, if they bring in or they share it, if they have these new people come into the room and they say, this person invited me, we will start to keep account. So the person that has the most invites to one of our future shows, we're going to count these things, and we're going to find out if they say, well, DJ Daryl, Daryl sent me, or 2Eleven sent me, or whatever. We'll count that. We'll sit there and count these names, for it. And then the one with the largest amount of referrals to the show and they get the most amount of listeners, I think we'll give you away a, one of these Name memberships for an entire year. Okay.
I love that idea. And I love how you and me just come up with stuff like right on the spot on the show. We're like, yeah, we're just going to do it this way. I love that. I love that. That's the beauty of a live show, and just being able to just damn well do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So, hey guys,
I'm going on a cruise in March. Look at that.
There you go. Last thing. If you ever want to watch the show again, you can catch it on YouTube. If you're a podcaster and you like to listen to the show versus watch the show, and you don't want to see our mugs all day long, you will find this podcast now on anywhere you listen to podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere. Just look up In the Cue and you'll be able to listen to the show. And one last thing, part B, we'd love to have you on the show as a guest. So if you would like to be a guest on the show, if you have something that you'd like to share with our audience, please reach out to Greg or myself. We'll get you scheduled on the show. We'd love to have you guys on there. With that, have an amazing week. Can't wait to see you guys. Let's make sure that we connect with each other before Monday. But if not before Monday, reach out to somebody on this show and tell them you love them, or just tell somebody you love them this week. All right. Thank you, guys. We're out of here. Have a good night.